I'm Brenda Jean, Power Medicine Woman. I am from Medicine Woman Solution. And it is learning how to be a spiritual human. That means to develop our spiritual intelligence, our emotional intelligence, our mental intelligence. Don't get it confused with your intellectual intelligence and your physical intelligence. You have the four quotients in life that you are meant to develop. And that's what leave it. Well, we're beginning to wake up, and what's driving people is I can't see the patterns. And the patterns are very, once you hit play video. Over here, I don't know who's telling the truth.
You're frozen.
I hear you, but okay, thank you. Okay. Why is this even happening? Well, thank goodness YouTube is working. And you can always go to YouTube, but YouTube people, you need to do next. Which is what? Which is to understand that it's all frozen. The settings once more. That's just brilliant. Why? Because it has to be on a different stream. So hang in there, people. It's not even the Zoom I want. Oh.
Is the
121?
121 one, yeah.
Well, it's rather interesting because it can't pick it up. Because Zoom has put a new security log in. Okay. Security.
There, now you're not frozen.
I'm not frozen?
No.
Yeah, but are you talking about only in Zoom? You're not talking about...
No, I'm talking about on Facebook.
Oh, thank God. Okay, Betty, Tammy, good. Things different. Okay, that means I can't really see the board. In some of you are in different rooms, and we're trying to figure out a way to be able to communicate with you, and that means we have to have 1,000 devices to do so.
Oh shit! Now you disappeared again.
Thank you, Spirit. Security is. Let's see. Why do they change the rules so much? Because there's hackers, there's fear. And okay, we're going to copy. No, it's not the streaming key. Peekaboo. Yeah, it's about right, Betty. Let's see. It's not that. It is Zoom itself. Zoom itself is not allowing. Okay, so it's the security of this. I need to get this button. And it's the 121. I copy that. Okay, can you see me now? All right. If it's small. Okay, how about now? All right, I know of another option I can try, but it'll just mean I'll have to cut it down to one room and YouTube, and I'll do like I did yesterday. So that's what's going to happen, people. Is that I'm going to, oh, it's still small. Okay, all of you that have that, this is what I don't like that. How about if I change this to, it's still not going to be right because it says I'm frozen. Yep. Okay.
Too hard.
I'm going to just shut everything off. I will try it one more time and see what happens. So I'll be back. You can be on YouTube if you want, and just you're just going to be looking at me looking at this. Exit screen. Going back and changing that out. Try producer. We're not going to be able to do delete video and return to page. Why are they making it so freaking hard? Because we're meant to show difference. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 services. What are you doing? No. Creative Studio. It talks about wacky energy. I would say definitely a wacky energy. All right. Close this. Close this. Close this. Don't know what that is. Don't care. Don't care. Just hello and go live. So 10 minutes in, so it's the least I can see how long it actually takes me. And we are going to go here, start again. I know other people in this world have the same issues. I'm going to get in alignment to find the right alignment. Yes, I am. Yes. You can ask a question in a few seconds. You can email me, and I will definitely get your question, and you will be addressed. I'm trying to get online with my other one, and somehow it crashed. It crashed, and this is my, I don't know, I lost count, third or fourth attempt. So yes, as soon as I can get into this, we will definitely do this. Wow, even the go live doesn't work. Switch to previous version. Not now, just give it to me. Go live. Let's try it again. Oh, this is crazy. Wow. Okay. So it's Facebook too. So it's not just Facebook. It's all the apps trying to. So yes, hang in there, people. I appreciate y'all wanting to. I will give you that's Ella's Oracle, Serena. Yeah, you don't need to beg. All you have to do is just write into mws4u@dr.com and you will get addressed. You will get addressed. This is ridiculous. Okay, I know what's going on. I got to cancel this. I could see, yeah, not sure. No. Oh, it's Rachel. Yeah, no. No. There are some major issues. I can't even get on my main computer just to even get on a regular page. YouTube seems to be working just fine. So this is just weird. Just hit OK. It's just this is just all completely weird. Nothing is working. You don't have Facebook. Okay, well, I'll be right with you on that. Well, no, see, okay. You can post it, but I'm not going to be able to look at it yet, and I hope it shouldn't get lost. Not many people comment, so that's fine. I was just saying you don't. The email goes right to an email. It doesn't go through Facebook. Come on. I don't want it to start 20 minutes before speed. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Ready and go. I think we're live again. That's the kind of metaphor. We're coming alive. Coming alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Okay, so we are coming alive. We are finally live. Only on one channel. I am going to do my best to get onto another one. So just give me 2 seconds. We are on YouTube. We already have a couple people. Serena, what is this? Why did C stop talking to me? It was unexpected. Okay, so this is a person. That's your question. So why did he stop suddenly? You have to wait. We will get there. Oh. If I can still see it on the screen, we'll get to it. But part of the pattern, Serena, is that we talk to spirit. We don't usually have all those complications. We just happen to know. I am a spiritual investigator, so I investigate all that's going on so people can see their inner world creates their outer world. So your inner world, it is. And that's ask the soul. Why is it my soul acting up and showing me this? Why is that even happening? And that is what we're looking at. I'm going to get hooked onto this one in a minute. We're going to start the video. As soon as it turns around, hit start. This one's ready to go. That one's ready to go. We're alive in 3 places, and we found another way. See, Spirit always has another way. There's always a third option somewhere. Emails, I can answer them one at a time. We're going to make sure that we can get the screen. My screen is completely weird here. It's so tiny. But that's okay. We'll get there. And the quality of Facebook doing videos sucks beyond belief. It is the worst quality I've ever seen. But it's good to see all of you. Hopefully you won't lose me. I am here. I can't do that. You have to decline that just for a moment. I'm confused of what I'm supposed to do. Get unconfused. You will get connected, Amy. Just got to give me a second of getting all of my computers to work at the same time, including my brain. Trying to start this one up. It is, when you look at life, one of the things is that when you, just like Serena, when you have stuff that's happening and the world creates your outer world, and when it does that, it's the programs inside. It's what you accepted, you believe, and you gave your willpower to. If you're afraid to have your heart broken, or if you are in judgment, or if you're in fear, if you're in any of these things, it will show up as a mirror. And it's where is it? We're placing judgment. We don't want pain, therefore we got to control it. Where are we doing that? We have to really look at this from a perspective that is, that is a perspective. It is very much, how can you process life the way that you can? How can you process it? You got to stop using your ego. You have to become a spiritual human. You literally need to allow yourself to get into a space. That's wrong, Brenda. Oh, that's so wrong. You need to allow yourself to get into a space so you can see what it is you need to do, how you need to do it. Go ahead, Amy, call me back one more time. Since I've raced this, I can't get into it, but just call me. I'll answer on the other phone. It was easier when I had all these other domino effect. When you get that domino effect, it can throw things off because just one little glitch can change. One little perspective changes. It doesn't fit into the other area of your life. And so as this kaleidoscope perspective and crazy and feeling, because these emotions just stop you from having that alignment. It literally causes you to have major issues. Of course, he does not have this on this phone. So how is this even going to help me? It's not. Emotionally, you have to get your energies back in alignment. Right now, I'm just going to do a little bit of Wayne Cook. Everybody should do this too. Get your brain back in order. It's called scrambled energy. You're going to cross your arms and you're going to cross your ankles. And don't kid you in thinking, oh, I'm not doing that. That doesn't work. And again, Serena, I'm not paying attention just to you. So I will get to you and I will get to your answer in just a moment. Your inner world. Do you understand what inner world means? Step one. What's inner world mean? Literally, what does it mean?
What you think, what you believe, your moral value.
Personality. You know what a personality is. It's your attitude, it's your behavior, it's how you hurt, it's how you put your defense mechanisms up, it's how you have your patterns, it's about how you respond, it's about your inner world is all of those programs, patterns, strategies, all those things about survival. All those things about, I have to have, you will see them because as the energy comes out from you, switch sides, switch ankles, as the energy comes out from you and goes out, you have to see it. This is a land of illusion. This is a hologram we're in. And as these people show up, they're showing up, showing you your pains, your unresolved issues, your patterns, all the things that are painful. But if your ego goes, hey, oh my God, I'm hurt. Oh, I don't want them to get away with it. Or why would they do this to me? I wouldn't do that to them. I will not be that. These are all blockers. These are all patterns. Literally, your emotions to drive what you think. You have 41 thoughts per minute, and understand that. Within that 41 minutes, if you were to take and set the timer and just close your mind and just allow your ego to step aside and open up to spirit. Breathe in, get your heart in 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out. In this, what you're trying to resolve, where you're losing power, where is that power going? Who's it about? What's the story about? But if you don't use a healing tool, Your brain will fire and wire, all of those thoughts within that minute. And then the next minute, 2,460 thoughts in what, an hour? What does that mean? You are going to be just a program, nothing more. Those emotions, those stories, those people, I want to blame you. You're causing all my pain. I can't stop thinking. They can't show up to you any other way than you let them. If you have an unresolved issue, it will not come in alignment. What does that mean? It just means that you're going to do the same shit you did the day before. You have 90% of your thoughts are the same as the day before. Your thoughts are 90% as the day before. Do you hear what I just said? And I will tell you that when you can start working with using a healing tool, and Serena, if we used a healing tool to help you get those thoughts calm down, Serena, notice who C is, what am I thinking about, what's the story? And if you were just put your hand here and keep it on, no, I'm not touching my head because I just put cream on it. But if you were to put your hand there and leave it there while you're thinking of this, Serena, you'll notice, measure, driving yourself crazy, Serena. Those thoughts are going to calm down. Your emotions are calming down, so your thoughts will calm down. And you need to eventually heal all of that out. We need to balance the two hemispheres. And there's different ways of doing this. And what happens is that you're going to start moving the energy within inside your body. This is the innate healing. Do you have this? Do you see this? It's very important. It's very important to not let those emotions control you. It isn't about right or wrong. It's about, can I have my sanity back? Can my heart stop hurting? Can I do this? And yes, it's created you to be in this experience that you're in right now. How you responded, how you had to control your world, how I want a particular outcome and it's not happening. What am I going to do? It's all born from that. Well, if you hurt me, I got to hurt you. And you know what? Oh, I love you. But the other side of your breath is, he's such a dick. If you're not paying attention to all of these things that are happening, you got to, wait a minute. My emotions are saying what? So I had somebody that felt like somebody stole their idea and ran with it. And it was just like, well, don't you have respect for me? And then it's like, all is boiled. When you start to go, your thoughts begin to take off. Remember, it has to do with an emotion. Heartbroken again. Most people will run around and protect their heart in 2 seconds. But to come out and say, is that the reason for them? We don't know. It's their story. It's their pattern. When people's patterns speak louder, oh yeah, I'll be over tomorrow, and then they don't show up. Oh yeah, I'll take care of that, and they don't do that. Their pattern is, this is who they are. They'll say what they need to say to so they can get out of the situation, or they'll say the pattern is, and usually it'll be to protect themselves in one way or the other. If you're running an ego and you want me to tell you what you want to hear, that ain't going to happen. It doesn't make me a bad reader. What does it mean? It means that your soul wants you to address something. And the only way to see the inner world is to project it out as a mirror and have other people show up that way. We don't want to feel rejection. We want a heartache of that. It's going to repeat itself until you heal that. Today is healing day. Today is healing day. Today is Thursday. Good God, is it Thursday? Understand, you are going to be asking more of me. This means you are going to get different energies. You are going to get different ways of making this energy move for you. You're going to get more information. You want it, you can have it. Now, today we have a free healing. Did you hear that? Free. Somebody paid. Now, They paid yesterday, and it was supposed to be paid forward. We had a tremendous amount of issues. I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before.
Tuesday.
Whatever the issues were. But how's this? We know that we have one free healing to give away. That's 6 want. Serena, you can play too. If you want this. Now, Serena, the only way that, Amy, can you see the board over there? If you can, there's only 3 rooms. If you want your name in to win this free reading, say yes, please. And your name will be written down. Okay? And then it'll be put into the hope chest, and Amy will pick. And I would normally have it do it live so that you could see that we're being fair. So Serena, you literally can get a free 6 minutes. Any of this free reading, it's 6 minutes. Say yes, please. Amy will put your name in the hope chest. You have it? You understand it? Because we have a different format, you're not going to see Amy today.
But I'm here.
But she's here. The format usually allows me to have different windows so I can bring people on. That usually includes Amy. But it's not going to happen. You've got to really look at your thoughts. They are driven by emotions. Okay? So who is all in YouTube land? Holler out, because it says people are there. I'm talking to Serena, which I think is not there. Crystal's here. Wonderful. Marie's here. Crystal Allen said, yes, please. I'm already on the list. Okay, good. So, well, we're just going to keep looking. And where we have this, instead of 6 minutes, you get 8 minutes for $23. So if you have paid for a particular reading, understand, then that is what you're going to get, is 8 minutes for 23. So I'm just double checking my screen. Taking a deep breath in. Again, this says there's 4 people there, but nobody's answering. Julie says, yes, please. So the only way this is really going to work to really get the word out, to get the new dive in to help ourselves. And that the only way to help ourselves is to heal ourselves. And the only way to heal ourselves is to look outside. And when we look outside, if you're having anything less than love, it is, you need to set your GPS to happiness. And that means you need to heal all your aches and your pains. You want the outside to change. It's about creating a new model for the world. It is allowing yourself to step into the arena of life in a whole new way. So if you're in any of the rooms and you hit the love button, that's an opportunity to get a card. To put and share, you can get a card. If if we can see it, we will do it. So please understand, you can do this. You can heal yourself. You can change the world. You just have to a different way. But can you? Will you? Because if that inner child is saying, I won't forgive, I ain't going to let go, I need to judge this moment, they have to feel the same pain they gave me, then you're going to have a long, hard road of suffering. You're going to keep it unconscious. You're going to keep it incompetent, and you're not going to allow yourself to develop. I can't express this enough. I can't express this enough. You've got to want something more. Now, because the screen is different, I have to change my camera. There. Now, hopefully you can see the camera. Zoom room, it don't matter because That thing's not working right now. Taking a deep breath in and out. Oh, thank God my message hit somebody. Thank you, Elena. I guess I want to see an E, an I, EIO. I'm so sick. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Thank you. Thank you for confirming that what I said was important. Because I just, thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for paying it forward. I think I'm ready. I'm going to just double check. Eleni. Look at that. I love it. Eleni. That's beautiful. Yes, I need those simple instructions. These simple instructions, I need them sometimes. Leave.
Yes.
And she, what is it that she wants me to address? I would address it if I could find the timer. So I don't know if my husband is there or not, because my timer is in the kitchen because I was baking bread, which didn't rise. And if you know what that means, you know I want to cry. I love my bread. So happy and delighted. I did my happy bread dance. And it was like, oh, I got to have my toast, my coffee and toast, having toast or bread. You can have all the toast and bread you want, my love. And I'm like, I love that man. You know, because, well, I know that my story is based on when we were little, we didn't have food. And so what we did have was bread. And so the comfort of bread, the yeast smell of bread makes a major difference. Because all of a sudden it's like, I know I'm safe. Bread and water. Past life, I must have been in prison. But I was still safe. I have no idea if my husband can get this message.
I sent him a message too.
Well, if he's not near the computer, then he won't see it. I don't want to really get up and walk away, because normally I would just say, here, Amy, entertain them. But they'll see an empty chair talking. That's pretty good.
That would really freak some people out.
Ellen! Oh, thank you. She'll be in the kitchen. He's looking for it. God love that man.
Anything Spirit wants, and love my mom there too.
We know Mommy hopefully will be here. Sounds like she's working. It's not in the kitchen? Okay, that means I will have to find another way. I might have to do the last resort, and that is, but the only reason I can control it is because if I have to stop it. And there should be a clock or a timer on the phone, but nope. No time to download that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That is out of her favorite. Invest in it. I mean, literally, how much do we invest in all of these things for ourselves? And we invest a lot. We really do.
3, 4.
That's good. Okay, well, if anybody else wants to, that towards the end of the show. Okay, and the will is away. I was almost there. Now, here we go. What does Spirit want? And she's, Mama, where are you? She's like, shh, just a minute, I'm talking. Okay, so what that means is there's a lot of activity that's going on. Now, normally this side of my room is, you started to all say, we were working. It's like, oh, so you're helping to greet new people that's coming to the space. They're helping to hold the who's over there or something. How they presented it to me, it's like life is just as normal. They're not just floating around. They have the same as us, but they are just in a different space. They don't have that ego-based fear that controls them. It is a very much loving space. It is a different space. And they're more their authentic self. They have a lot of things that they are doing. And I feel, and I know, I keep hearing the word I know, but I don't have that much confidence, but apparently they do, that they're helping to set up the whole new world. And you have to really look at your ego patterns and the habits. That's more important to do right now is to notice, do you want to keep those for the new world that we're moving into? And one of them that's hooked is feeling worthless. So you're going to take and you're going to find what it means. What does it mean? What does it mean when you define that word, which is worthless? And how did you know to even believe in it? That of you. Because, Pilly, if you look, is it all of the billions of people in the world? Is it anybody really in your space there? Or is it just you? And if it's you that's judging you, understand as a child, we will take and not understand, why is mommy and daddy controlling me? Why is mommy and daddy? They're just me. No. What if they didn't want you to get hurt? What if you were being too demanding? What if you're, how do we raise our children so we don't lose our fully with yourself? Did you fully understand that they didn't turn around and say you're worthless? But if they did, why do you have to believe that person? Out of all the billions of people, why that person? Did you put that much value into what they say? That much faith into what they say? We put more faith into our enemy than we do the people that really do believe in us, that do believe we're worth. We can't stop looking at the one that said this. And if they're our enemy, we believe they're right. Ask yourself, Pilly. They're right. Because in the heat of the moment, some people can say shit that's not even what they mean. But it's what's going on inside of them, and they're taking it out on you. Is it really about you, or is it about when they were little? But what are you seeing? Why is it you have to see that? Why do you have to experience that form? Where is it in you that you're judging yourself? Now, when I ask Spirit, so tell me more about how ego thinks that she's worthless. Because you believe that is how you define being discouraged. And let's say you wanted something so bad when you were younger. They're saying Mama's here. At 4 years old, you wanted something so bad, a particular outcome, wanting to throw a tantrum. I want this. I want to be healthy for you. What actions are you going to take to get what you want? And what if you were just too much and you were told to calm down, stop that, put in time out, punished in some form? How do you think a child is going to interpret that energy? It's like watching a movie. I need you to watch the movie because your emotions are not going to allow you to see. Your emotions are going to make you borrow pictures from the past. It's going to create this again in your stability, your emotional, the mental attention. Pay attention. So pay attention to me. That's what we want as a child sometimes, is we want to be paid attention to. And when you don't feel the presence of somebody you love, especially when you're communicating with them, you can feel very alone. And I've done wrong. It must be something. I must be worthless. But is that even true? Is that story even true? Or is that really think deep? Take what I said, and then if you meditate, go meditate on it. Let Spirit bring it through. And if you're going to think, and you're going to think in a negative aspect of any sorts, think with your hand on your forehead. Think. Okay? Because if you don't, you're just going to do what you did the day before, and that was fight with yourself. Stay in conflict. Do you really want to stay in conflict? Is it necessary? And that feeling of not enough. When you're feeling not enough, at 2 years old, you feel that. You feel that you're not enough. That is how you defined awkwardness. That's how you defined that you felt like, and when you think you're not enough, understand this is complete. That means you said that you're incomplete, that you don't have enough of something. Your inner world creates all these other people, and you're repeating, I feel like I don't have enough, or I am not enough. She says, okay, let's look at it this way. When I ask for something and don't get it, I don't ask again. I don't insist. Yes, that is a reaction. It's what you came up with because you know, well, ask this. I don't do that because I don't want them to think that I'm begging. Had anybody said to you, oh, you're such a bitch, Pilly. Oh, stop begging. Oh, aren't you just a nag? I mean, the way that women were controlled. Some women, as soon as they heard the word nag, they will nag more. That's antagonizing. That's going forward. And then some people, when they hear the word nag, they will do the opposite. I don't want to be called nag, so I won't do it. But because of our reaction, it's their issue. It's their issue. But notice how we won't approach them. And that feeling, Pilly, that feeling, yes, it set a value. It set a boundary. You know what? I'm not going to ask for it. We did not grow together. He wanted his world one way. I couldn't live that way anymore. And I decided, instead of me running around going, I don't want to be called, oh, look at you on the phone all the time. I cut out being a woman. So I stopped using the phone. I stopped showing emotion. Why? Because we don't like that feeling that they dish out, that fear, that rejection, that is the feeling I had to heal. I literally had to, and before I had hope therapy and before I had Source Point, I used EFT. I used timeline therapy. I used NLP. And I started to shift my perception to stop putting so much energy into believing this. So when you stand there, Pilly, notice it's the one thing you don't want, and that is to feel attacked. You don't ask again because you judge the moment based on somebody else that if you ask, you're going to get attacked. Because that sits there as a young child, your inner world will create the outer world, and you will always, through this filter, see people attack you. Your ears, your eyes, your feeling, your sensory system will say, oh, there it is. And a lot of times, they're not. And some people, they do it intentionally. But the filter will lie to you in such a deep way. I've had to go, holy fuck, it's me that has the filter, and I'm blaming them. And when I healed it, now when I saw their pattern, it was, okay, I respect that's where you are. I had my own. So Pilly, your mama wants you to heal your heart. Your mama wants you to understand that a lot of your actions are just based on how you're trying to cope with the situation. Everybody does this. So Pilly, when you feel this and you're questioning this, and if you feel hurt, grab your left wrist, first position, put your thumb there, push in deep. So it's L1D. Okay, and sit there. Put it on a scale from 0 to 10 and then get it down to 0. Do you understand? Yep, I can see who they are now. Good. Now understand, as you're doing this, you might want to add an extra tool, Pilly. You're going to go to medicinewomansolution.weebly.com, and I want you can look at sensory accessing. That's the eyes or the ears. And you can do a cord switching. Those are two very powerful healing tools on their own. But when you apply it with hope therapy, and If I was there, we could really change everything. But you can do this. Make it go, like it's a 10 billion, and then all of a sudden it goes down to an 8, but that feels like it's normal or that it's done. And then all of a sudden it comes again. You can't do it alone, Pilly, but your mama says, it's time, sweetie pea. You can do this. All right.
I love Pilly's mama.
Yeah, I love her too. She couldn't be here very long, but enough. Yes, sensory accessing, and look for cord switching one. Now go under healing tools and you'll see that whole list. Hope therapy. Rachel Rara, here's an interesting. She asked me, she goes, hope therapy, is that like reprogramming? Yes and no. It can take care of unforgiveness. That can help take care of, but the main thing of what it does is that you are the tool. You're tapping into your innate healing wisdom. By understanding the pulse points, by understanding the emotions that are linked to the meridians that are linked to the pulse points, understanding that you are the tool, you are an electromagnetic being, this front lobe creates reality. And when you're using that whole combination with intention of thinking, with your focus, all of a sudden, your body starts to heal. I've seen it longer than that. It is, whoa, wait, what? And you get a whole different perspective because your body's doing the healing. So it's not really about reprogramming. It's about shutting off that switch that caused you to return. So it's not about really reprogramming. The reprogramming is sometimes when I have to get you to look at the pictures, look at the feelings, look at those things, and see how you accepted. You gave it your willpower, and you just believed it beyond a shadow of a doubt that it creates a toxicity. And when you get to tap into that and you get to change all the emotions, that's the chemical peptide, in which the emotions are like a key. Here's your cell, and it locks in, and it just starts you up, and but when you calm down that, you take the key out, that cell gets to return. Yeah, I like what she says. Finding your healing power within. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's. What's that?
Did you see what Jess said?
No, does it take flashbacks, memories out of you? I've had a healing from someone and everything went. I went, hey, just a toxic ex. One of it does is that every time as your happiness switches off and you are over-identified, and when you get to be in charge of what you're staring at, your memory becomes a memory. It doesn't erase. You begin to notice that you can see it differently you can look at it, talk about it, but it's not going to spark you. Like when I have healing, like for instance, me and Amy will do a healing, I will make her repeat what she just said. Repeat by going through all of the sensory systems, looking at the emotion and the feeling, and then all of a sudden it'll lose its fizzle. The memory then just gets to be stored, and her age that it happened, let's say at 2, begins to grow. That 2-year-old don't have to keep repeating that particular hell. It literally gets to go and play now because it can stop over-identifying with the matter. Again, it's not about erasing. It's not about suppressing. It's not about putting a block into you, and so you can't address it. Those only cause issues. You're giving the soul a chance to resolve the issue, to evolve the soul. You're raising your level of consciousness. All of your chakras get to up from the memories and removes the triggers. Yes. So the memories are always there, but they don't have a charge on them. They don't own you. When your brain, again, trauma, it's a shocker. Your nervous system picks it up, writes it down. Your meridians all go, this is what it all means, blah, blah, blah. It has to have what you're doing in the moment of when you're crying and screaming is you just want sanity back. You just want joy back. You just want happiness back. And you need to pacify, cope, deal back. And then anybody that touches you, you're like, so you just want to come back from that brink. And that's why we come up with all of these stories, all of these ways to cope, all of these tools to cope, all of these feelings and these fears to cope. And I'm telling you, if you tap into your physical self and you work on the mental, emotional, spiritual level, that's what Hope Therapy does. That's what Source Point Healing does. It goes to the core. It literally allows you to, it does the healing for you. Your body and you are communicating to the point where you don't have to hold on it and just in case, or you don't have to be in pain, because I feel like I have to, or I got to pay somebody back. My twist of revenge is if I hurt you, then if I get hurt, so you'll see. You don't have to. You're going to go and heal all of those patterns that cause all this. And when you're healing, though, and you really get to use these tools, your authentic self starts to pop out. You'll move into a space that you're like, do I dare to be happy? I just forgot about her. She's not worth it, and went away like 15 minutes. It was amazing. Yes, when you defuse that, the thing that you're so focused on, it just doesn't matter anymore. It's not, it don't matter. It is, where's that connection? Where is it? It just, it switches. Oh, Billy says, I don't go overboard like I used to. The tools are amazing. Yeah, you learn how to, that's where the reprogramming comes in. Because then you look at your habit and say, do I really need to do that? And do I really have to believe that? Is that even true? Do I have to believe that? You learn to develop your consciousness. You're making known the unknown. You are learning to take anything that's unconscious, incompetent, and then you expose it. And then you learn how to heal and to grow as part of that human. And you do it with your spiritual self. Then you can become competent. And then you move up the next level of your pyramid to the point where, and yes, see, and the thing is when the chemical peptide does this, one of the things it does is it makes that person, even if you don't like them, to be the sun, and you have to evolve around them. Your whole life force is evolving around it. And you're born to just do that? No, you're meant to heal those so that you can evolve. All right, I think somebody's paid. I can't tell. I have to go look at my screen. Yes. Sonia. Okay, Sonia, what would you like to talk about? You talk to me, Sonia. You guys are great. You guys are getting this. It's really deep. Yes, Jess. Yes, it's all about the mental health. It's all about it. When you begin to develop your mental teaching, see, if you start to get with me with my classes, join the tribal group, this is the things we're evolving. There's a recipe to life: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual part of you. And it is the quotients. And if you have a very low emotional intelligent quotient, you will emotionally be a wreck. Your mental intelligence, you'll be a mental wreck. Your mental health will suck. Okay? Yes, Marie, what do you want to talk about, hon? So let me know, do you just want me to do a cold read where I just pick up and let Syl tell you? Oh, hi, Sharon. If you want, we have a free reading up for grabs, but you have got to say yes, please. And those that have already said it, your name is in the box. And if anybody else wants it, to say something, or you want this and you say yes, please. So it's interesting because your body is in a state of panic. She says the lack of sense of self-esteem right now. The body is in panic. And I'm looking at your head and I don't really feel that your head is in a panic. So if I look at your left brain, it's not bad. If I look at your right brain, your right hemisphere, it is way over. It's not too bad, but it's sitting there to suppress a particular thing. So what does she feel like she has to suppress? She has to suppress the yearning for something. And so you've set in place a self-imposed limitation. And your soul is saying, Why do you reject yourself? Why do you betray yourself? Why do you put yourself in that low self-esteem? Who are you pleasing? What is the end results? What do you want? And they said you had to save yourself. Your 3-year-old self says, I had to save myself. I had to stop showing up as me because they said I was bad. Now, again, this is when a child wants a particular outcome and the adults are much stronger and, and you force that outcome. And her 3-year-old self just told herself to shut up, sit back, and take it. That's what your body is asking you to resolve out. And the body says, I have to be in panic. So then I have to put myself in self-imposed limitations so that what? That the grudges that they have, the aches and pains they have will calm down and they won't take it out on me. No matter what's going on in your household, your little self is saying, I'm in pain. And it doesn't like lofty energy. It says you've accepted that longing and yearning is what you're meant to do. I can't have what I want. I can't be what I want. So I'll just sit here and yearn and long for it. Those are your self-imposed limitations. Yes, the violence did that. And instead, and can we heal out the violence? That's not where your soul wants you to do. Your soul wants you to look at how you put so much that you yearn. Do you even see that you do that? Because the low self-esteem is because you can't invest in having good self-esteem, because you have to invest to keep yourself alive as a child. And the only way to do that, Marie says, I've accepted the submission. You don't have to do that now that you're an adult. So that little girl says, can we heal it now? This is where I would say, Marie, that you have to learn that your self-imposed limitations, I must give up on expectations. Do you want her to hold? Okay. I want you to work with me, right wrist, second position. And that second position is the first position, second position. Put your thumb in the second position, right wrist. Okay? You're going to push your thumb in deep. You're going to put your finger in the palm. And what I just said, I want you to just sit there and really think about, get into the longing. Get into the yearning. Notice that you had to do this to survive, but notice that you have lack now. You don't have the necessary means to get what you want as an adult, because this program's not fighting now the right to have my say, the right to have my opinion. You said I have to give that up. Now the adult in you is saying, come on, I have the right. That's you trying to fight out of your self-imposed limitation. So, is alive. And we're going to just tell you to look to the lower left. Remove, transcend, and let it go. Notice aged, and now I'm fighting. But the little girl inside didn't get to age. Tell her it's over. Help her. She's like, I can't. I want you to say, look, be her mama. Go inside. Be her mama. Look, I've aged. These people aren't here anymore. It's safe now. Give me your pain. And if she's like, I can't, fine. Have her hold the same points that you're holding. Say, look, copy me. Now take your eyes and look to the upper left and remember the images of the violence because she's showing you. And every time you felt it, you're going to stop it on a scale from 0 to 10. And now, Marie, you know you can just take it and you keep healing it. Keep healing it. And you stay like that while we can learn a lot with each other when we do these moments with these people, more than a minute. And so, Sonia, we can do this, people. We can do this together. Now, let's do some. You keep healing, and I want all that longing to feel like it's gone, all that yearning. And notice that little girl's got to be okay with, yeah, I can stand up and say what I need to say now. This may have to have a longer appointment. You may have to make an appointment with me. Okay, Miss Ames. With the people's names that are in the hat, or in the hope chest, reach in and grab one. She's shaking. You're welcome, Marie. And who do we have? Where are you, Kevin? I haven't seen you, bud. You get a healing. You won the healing. Where's Kevin? Because Serena, if you're here, I'll give you the 1 minute read now. But if you're not here, then I guess I'll just skip you. You got it, Ollie. Bailey. Shannon Bailey. Okay. Anything important?
Nope.
Okay, here we go.
Impossible. If not anything healing.
Spirit's telling me that there's some action that's required that you're going to need to do, but you're going to have to heal that insecurity that you have going on because you're afraid of disapproval, you won't take the action. And so then you wrestle with yourself with these different thoughts, but just understand that if you can just say, it doesn't matter if I'm invalidated. It doesn't matter. And if you have to tap it out with EFT, put your hand up, oh my God, on your forehead, listen to what I said. You're ready to take action, but you're afraid of disapproval and being invalidated. If that's the case, heal that out, honey. Because they're saying that when you feel those things, you move into, I don't know what to do. And then you can hear, you're constantly saying, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And they're saying, you can heal this out. And they're saying that a lot of it has to do with every time you did action in the past. That's why you're showing up and showing the exact same pattern now. Okay. And I have to check my email for just a second here. And Rachel Lawson. Rachel, where are you, sweetheart? So, yes, just checking my screens. It's Gemma. Hi, Gemma. Wonderful.
Rachel asked me if you could do hope therapy with her.
Yeah, I got that. I just didn't know if there was anything particular she wanted me to use hope therapy on. So I kind of need a rapport. Is she here or is she just, am I just giving a reading blindly? Give me a 1 minute read so that until we see these two people appear, please. Miss Danny. The seizure, and the seizure has to do with great insecurity of when you were being born, and it's held into the body. How this is happening is that your triple warmer keeps going off because there's fear. The fear keeps tripping. The fear keeps tripping. And when the fear keeps tripping like this, the triple warmer is trying to protect the heart, and it steals energy from everywhere else, and it's trying to fight an unknown army. And the unknown fear, or the army that's not there, And it says that I have to give up on my expectations. And your body is saying, yeah, that's what happened, is I have to give up on my expectations. In this world, so that towards myself, I need to learn how to give up my expectations. And I'm going to ask yourself, have you learned that? Yes and no. You have learned to do just that, but you haven't let go because you're done. Your broadcast message towards yourself is to, I must live through others because I was a bad person. Okay, now you're talking about a karma? Yes. Is this karma still in play? No. You've done it. You've paid. You paid your due. You paid your debt. You've balanced it out. But the habits that you learned from it is now what you got to change. Your inner child just contracts its energy to survive. Your body keeps seeing fear, 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 fear. And so then it tries to contract. And the thing that if I wanted spirit to help, would it be, what do we need to address so we can just start making her big changes? And that is, you're hiding behind the safety blanket. So now I need to go inside. What are you willing to let heal? My insecurity. So Danny, you need to hold L1D. Your body is just completely believed for so long. Your soul is believed for so long in this land of illusion that it does not know how to change this. So you need to hold left wrist, first position, nice and deep. Feel that insecurity. If I take this mask off, I'm going to be exposed. I'm going to be hunted. I need you to heal that insecurity, okay? Now, Rachel's here, and we're going to give her that time. She says, I need to find my inner healing power, feeling powerless, and every day is the Groundhog Day, holding it together to keep my family. Okay, here we go. She said she wants to heal. And I really wish the screen was up. First thing they want you to understand is notice that there's an impending. If I say certain words, I need you to tell me immediately to the side. But at the same time, you want to jump out of your skin and desert the family because there is a particular feeling. And I said, so why would you want to feel this? Or what was going on? Guilt. And then is it any of this yours? Okay, good. Is it anybody else's? You feel the behaviors of people and the environment that was calm becomes erratic. That's the first thing you need to look at because it triggers in you. And when it triggers in you, your kidney meridian says, oh my God, I'm weak. I can't handle this. And this is your 2-year-old self. This is a 2-year-old emotional intelligence that has not developed. I'm not saying anything negative to you. The ego might hear that, but that's not what I'm saying. We don't know, we didn't know, and we're learning how now to develop that emotional intelligence that we never got to do. It couldn't cope then, and your body, no matter how chronologically aged you became, you can't help the cells from being 2 years old. And that emotion is, I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I can't handle this. I can't figure it out. I can't handle this. You're asked to heal this. I need you to get into your everyday. Every day, I want you take your right wrist. You're going to line it up. 1, 2, 3. The third one down. Make it soft. Make it soft. Don't push deep. Place it up here. Put it on a scale from 0 to 10. Oh my God, yes. Groundhog Day. There's the erratic energies. Oh my God. Just stay there and feel this. You need to tell me. You need to communicate with me the best you can. because you need to heal this. Okay? And you're allowing yourself to heal this. Notice that moment of awkwardness that just feels like, there it is. Because it's like, I don't want to sever love, but I need to sever love. I need this moment away to get my sanity. But I don't want to do that because I think I can't. So you're judging something when you were little. Feel the fighting, the back and forth, guilt because you need sanity. And yet at the same time, you have to beat yourself up. And there's all these other things that happen when you're little. Just keep doing this. You're going back and forth. Feel it. Feel it. Hysterical. That's fine. Breathe it through. And notice that your body is just trying to always live in a reaction. Because you're trying to change the outside by changing you on the outside, and you need to just go in and feel that. Feel it. Just look at it. As you feel it and you're using a tool, you'll end up surrendering to it, which then causes it to dissipate out. Keep your hand there. Keep your hand on your forehead. Keep it there. Keep it there. Now the little girl is saying, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Then let it go, let it go, let it go. Look to the upper left and remember the images. Remember the images. And what are you remembering? You're remembering, and you are. Breathe it through, remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Look straight down and taste made to feel like shit. That erratic energy, it was like their way of learning how to cope, but they were instructions for you. Now you're going to take and remove, transcend, let it go. You're going to let your eyes just rest and drift where they need to. Keep your hand there and look it out. And what number do you feel like is left? Just keep going. What do you feel is left? Pull it out of the body, resolving it out. Notice how the ego is hurt and it feels like it's got to fight, and then it's got to. And if you don't do that, then they're going to fight. And just keep how you're looking. Just feel. Your back might feel like it's tightening up or wherever. Just breathe it through. Breathe it through. Keep it up. And then when you feel like it's not there anymore, measure it. Tell me what number it is. Is it gone? Is it still there? And then again, just let it go. Your brain. We're preserving all the positive learning to put them in that special place where all learnings go. You got this. Pulling it out of the body, taking back your power, feeling the golden white light entering your body, taking back your power. So everybody, like there's a boundary and you have a shield. And you can start to resolve, to evolve. You can look around, pull in through spirit the answers that are needed instead of just haphazardly being erratic energy everywhere. Rachel, you stay there until you feel it's 0, and then you report back. And I want to communicate with Marie. Marie, are you still there? Yes, please. And then your name can go in. Okay. Say yes, please, and you could win a 6-minute reading. How is everybody else doing? All right, give me a 1-minute read while we're waiting. Amanda Gibbs.
Alan, can you tell me who is the one spirit that keeps knocking my cigarettes out of the ashtray. LOL.
Okay, so this is not a bad spirit. You have a female energy that's in your space. Interestingly enough, it feels like a grandma. And they're learning to communicate. Getting your attention. And I asked, well, what do you want her to know? And they said, giving up expectations. Do you want her? She has been. She has been giving up expectations towards herself. And they're saying that it's important It's important because what's happening is that the reason that you gave up expectations is because you're tired of looking for acknowledgement. It's like, I'm not being acknowledged. And the wounded pride that got developed over the years by bullies that has hurt you is what you keep repeating, and they want you to eventually heal that. And if you take what I said and start tapping it, that'd be good. You have, I can't pronunciate it, but there's another person that says, yes, please. Marie, Marie, have you continued? I'm asking you, Marie, did you stop holding L1D? Do you feel better? L1S. Hold L1S. All right, next 1 minute.
Julie, no.
Julie. Mirror, mirror on the wall. I can't be selfish at all. I gotta use my right and wrong. I have to constantly see right and wrong. The epiphany that you're looking out is they know shit. And you've been following this right and wrong, and they like do as I say, not as I do. And and you're beginning to realize that they have. You need to continue. Write down L1D because you're only at a 2. You need to get it down to 0. You need to hold L1S, and you need to heal out. I don't even remember what I said. Something about feeling small, I think. This is why you'll have to rewind it. Oh, good. Rachel's feeling better. Okay, so Rachel, let me see. Very good. Rachel, I want you to play with me just for a few more seconds. You're going to think left brain, grab your left wrist, and you heal it. You rub right there. See, right here on the side? Rub. Amy, type in there for Marie that it's L1D. It's the heart. That's what she's been healing. Then she needs to hold L1S. Okay, Rachel, once you're done with that, let me know. You're already in. Who else for the 1 minute?
TP.
Miss TP. So they said, I'm choosing me, which is good. And they said that it's beautiful that you're choosing you, but on a deeper level, it is, but I don't want my heart crushed. How can I trust myself, TP? I don't want my heart crushed. And so you become very self-conscious is part of how you were to behave, how to interact. And again, you don't need to interact with these people. You have to find a whole new group, but you can't because you're taking care of your mother and you're trying to take care of yourself. And the thing is set your GPS to happiness. Soft, okay? So that you can feel that insecurity as you go through that. 1 minute, please.
Patty.
Miss Patty, it feels like it's been an eternity since I've talked to you. Miss Patty. What are you petrified about, Patty? You are reaching an arrested development. So these are the things that you don't know you know, but you need to know that. And you need to grow past being a martyr. You don't need to keep giving up on yourself. You don't need to say, okay, I'll let you have it. Okay, that was nice. But there's a part of you that now has gone to the extreme that's kind of expected of you, that this is who I am. This is my mess. I always have to be the martyr. I always have to give up on my life. I have to convince myself that, see, that's what I'm supposed to do. And some people are looking at it going, but you don't have to do that. I mean, a part of you is also waking up going, I don't want to do that. If you've had any experience and you want to pay it forward, get on and leave a review and go on YouTube and thumbs up and leave a comment. Okay, keep going, Marie. That does look better. And just rewind. And if there's any more longing, you need to put it on a scale from 0 to 10. Next 1 minute. Jess. Attention. Habit. Hatred. Your attention, their attention. You have to look at. It's that intensity. It's that particular thing. Because you're like the thing that you're constantly noticing is that I don't want to be an it. I don't want to just be, I'm here and I don't want to be an it. You're not more important to me, that we're both just as important, but it's the thing is you're in a relationship or you're in annoying you. So the pull I have to be in sorrow because I was bullied. You have to go back to L1D and put that on the scale from 0 to 10. Another 1 minute, please.
Amanda.
Fog. This is discouragement. It's meant to follow you. It's like somebody said to you that bothered and they didn't know how else to do their life. I'm just going to discourage you today. It's like when my mother, yes, I'm telling the story. I went for softball and she didn't really want me to do it, but my heart was on doing softball. I wanted to do a sport and my uncle was asking me how I was doing and what I liked. I said, so I got all excited and I told him about softball and he turned around and bought me a glove. And then he told me, Betty, it was Uncle Don. And then he showed me how to Vaseline it up, get it worked in. And I was so excited. But I think my mother didn't want me to because that meant she would have had to find time in her busy schedule to take me back and forth to the baseball field to actually feel like she has to support me and be there for me when she has to work all the time, take care of all the, she would always like, well, you can walk the rest of the way. I'm thinking it's just, okay, whatever. And then she'd be, there was just all of these different things that were happening and it's like, fine. And then I got discouraged and instead of giving me support, she just told me to quit. And I never got to handle that moment of the embarrassment and the shock because I got confused of what you're supposed to do. And then I got laughed at and then I stopped. Then everything was fine. Never was talked about again. But I didn't know how to handle it. Hello, Sue. All right, you got a last chance for anybody who wants that free reading. Say yes, please. If you've already said it, your name is in the, I'm assuming your name's in there. How many? So if you would like, get quite a few, want something, a particular outcome, we can throw tantrums. So yes, they could say that, but at the same time, if it is to discourage you, because that's just the only way they know how to survive in that moment, then they may say these things. So you to begin to learn these patterns. Okay. When I give a reading, one representative to come through, and your mirror usually be the one that will dictate what it wants, regardless above everything else. Your spirit will come through and show the patterns. I can listen and say, give me more instructions, guide me over here. I can grab a card, but it all comes from one particular place, from the higher bandwidth of the greater purpose of that already sees you whole, and you notices that you see yourself less than, and it's saying, hey, they want to evolve from this. So spirit is always talking. 1 minute. Now who's the next one?
Gemma, she would like her first ever body scan, but I do not see her anywhere.
Gemma, if you're still in the Medicine Woman Solution, remember, if you wrote in, you have asked, and she has emailed, yes?
Yes.
And even if she's not there, and so it's 1 minute, I will do a body scan. Please put the time stamp. Note the room that she's in is Medicine Woman Solution, so I have to write to her through there. And her video will be on any of these videos, so that's a good thing. So Gemma, your body is saying this. You have a lofty energy from other people's stuff that's lodged into the lower abdomen. It can feel like anxiety and fear, an upset stomach, a panic, but this is not even yours. You need to kick those people out. We go up to the frontal lobe, and people are constantly telling you kind of what you should think, feel, and create. But the habitual fear that of the world and the planet is really messy. Your frontal lobe creates reality. There is very little blood coming up because your body and your mind is stressed. You're going to need to do the oh my God to get the blood up, and so that you can think straighter. You need to take the Celtic weave and the Connecting Heaven and Earth and the hookup and kick these people out doing figure eights. You can go to medicinewomansolution.weebly.com. Under healing tools, look for those things I said: Celtic weave, Connecting Heaven and Earth, and hookup. The OMG, this is what OMG, you can find all 4 healing tools to help you to address, clear out the body, balance it, so that you can start feeling better. We could really make a big difference if we did source point healing on you, but your time's up. Amanda says, thank you. I definitely noticed and catch myself if I start trying to discourage any of my kids because my opinion or trying to protect them from something new. Yeah, that's good. Oh, wow. Trying to be a parent is like crazy because we're trying to unlearn and learn. But what we're trying to do is within the space of ego. And I want to tell you, the more that you start to find your authentic self, this is why I created the tribal group. It's out there. You need to look at my page so you can see the cost. You can see what you're going to get. And there's going to be a lot of interaction. There's going to be more. And then you can pay for 1 month at a time to see what it's like. But the more you find your authentic self, and that's to heal your health, to resolve your issues, to unlearn and relearn in a spirit way of how to become a spiritual human, then you're going to just be doing loops and backwards and forwards. And, how's that working for you? That's all I got to say is, how is any of that working for you? But if you can apply tools and how you can move forward with using tools and developing more of who you are, building up and upgrading the emotional intelligence, the mental intelligence, the spiritual intelligence, and the physical intelligence, using the innate healing intelligence that's already in your body, you can become that authentic whole person that's already there. You get to remember who they are.
True story.
True story. Any other 1 minute?
Sonia asked for anything that Spirit wants her to know.
Okay. All right, we'll do that one. Okay. You kind of start to notice the pattern of your thoughts. If you have overtime hopelessness, you're to the self-imposed limitations that you put upon yourself, and you have judged yourself so deeply that you have to have other people judge you too. Why do you judge yourself? You need to stop judging yourself, because the more your inner world says you have to judge yourself based on the fact your little girl self says they're judging me, what am I doing wrong? And you got to look at noticing, are you judging them? Are you judging yourself? You have got to teach yourself what judgment is and move out of that and into discernment. Define those both and learn. Who's next?
CJ Allen. She's wondering if you could tell her if there's anything around her to be worried about spirit-wise.
Okay. So understand that in this world right now, it's full of fear entities. You've drawn how many? There's 3 fear entities, but they're weak. Okay. Understand that they can't harm you unless you believe the bullshit. The out of balance, your polarity is out of balance, which makes it so you can hear them. You have to put your polarity back in alignment so that you can make them go away. Okay. Your polarity is out of alignment because one of it is that the news, the people, is that the energy is saying you have to be something that your emotions, and that is causing the polarity out. For you to correct your polarity, first become aware of what's caused the polarity to go out, and that is I don't know what to do. So the best thing, how many are you going to have her do? Person. Okay, so you're going to rub this right here. You want to rub those because the polarity, how I measure polarity is the body. And you will feel so much like shit when your polarity goes out of balance. Okay? When the polarity goes out of balance, you'll feel, and then you'll make everything feel worse. You'll see things, feel things, all that shit. And it's very important that you fix this polarity. So the polarity is locked. Rub the heart point 30 times. And I'm going to check. And you're going to need to use a magnet. Get a refrigerator magnet. Use both sides of that refrigerator magnet. Both sides of it on that spot. 12 times. Almost there. How do you want it to go? You go there because you distrust so greatly, and they're saying you need to heal that distrust out, and you self-loathe yourself so much. There's a lot we could do, but you may have to set up an appointment. You need to get that out. EFT is going to be your best friend. Distrust. I distrust. Look, I distrust. EFT that out. Next person.
Betty.
Aha, Miss Betty. Okay, so there's this little tune that you're learning to hum along, and it's like hysterical. Hysterical is in laughter, and then it's like, because all I can hear is, oh shit, that's out of alignment, instead of, it's out of alignment is, ah. So you're much better at this than you think. And the feeling attacked, you're getting closer, you're getting to the raw part of it. And you starting to realize, oh my God, I contract my energy when I have a feeling attacked. Now, nobody around me is really attacking me. I'm attacking myself. It's much more than that. You're remembering when you were 3 years old and you felt attacked by people's vicious emotions because they couldn't handle it. It was projected out. and it just, it's like slobber. It got stuck on you. You didn't know what to do with it. You mirror on it. You looked at it, and you decided, and you got stuck right there. So Betty, when you start to notice it, you're going to have to do L1D. Left wrist, first position, nice and deep. Okay? So, oh, what happened here? Oh, give me a second. Okay, so Betty says, oh my, I had an incident show up today. I was proud of how I noticed it was a lesson. Yeah, I think that's the one I felt, but you're much calmer with it. But now you're getting to the point where it's like, oh, I'm getting to the point where I can see the root. For reading, Amy, I don't want to. So, taking a nice break for just a second. We do have, you guys have been asking, and I finally did it. The group, the tribal group, Medicine Woman Solution Tribal Group, it's important to take yourself seriously if you're ready. You can move into the next phase of who you are. You can heal that part of yourself, because this great knowledge that has happened, you're going to be able to start having a community, asking questions, not asking for readings, but why is my life? I mean, how do you handle this? How, I'm going to, you can see it. Look on my page. You can see what the tribal, how much each, you got 3 different levels. So if you can't afford the first one, or you're not sure or whatever, you will get there. You can have gold, or you can have silver, or you can have bronze. And if you refer somebody, and you can we're looking at a different way, so that if people that you referred say, hey, so-and-so referred me, then in some way you'll be rewarded. So we want this community to grow. Any other 1 minute?
I believe Lorena is. Okay.
And then when you pick a name, and then she'll tell us who won the free 6 minute. Remember, everybody that paid today, your name goes into the Hope Chest for 15 minutes of free reading. One free 15-minute reading right here. Every time you've paid, your name goes into the Hope Chest. And you got quite a few names in it already. That's a lot of names. So, Amy.
Michelle, but I don't think she's here.
Oh. Okay. All right. So we picked a name, and these are just for today, the 6 minutes name. You never know about that long delay. All right. Now somebody has coughing. Okay. Julie Knoll. Yeah. Are you here, sweetheart? Yay! I need to have a party. Woo! Julie, you won 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Where are you? Julie. Allow yourself to be seen, my dear. We're cheering you on. Woohoo! What's important, and remember, is to hit the love button, hit the share button, Spirit has felt like it needs to randomly give out cards for those that really. So that's another way that Spirit gives back. Remember to like the page, get notified, because then that helps you see when I'm live. You can help me pay it forward by becoming subscribing on YouTube and hitting the thumbs up and leaving a comment, because that helps out so much, and learning to help give back and creating a hole in the world. If you believe in this, let's do this together. Okay, picking another name. Oh, wait, no, we picked a name, but where is she? Julie. There she is. I'm here. Okay, Julie. Is there anything specific you want to talk about? And
now I can throw all of these names away.
Yep. Now, or you can end up just taking, and you'd have to go through all of them if you didn't want to waste paper. Oh. Man, nobody got to see your pretty hair.
I know, I'm bummed.
Well, again, we'll have to see a new profile, won't we?
I guess so.
Wait for the unveiling. So as I'm going to begin, Julie, if you ever want to talk about something particular, Spirit to what I need to heal. Gotcha. Wow. There's like this whole energy of tornado that's in front of you. It's just going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I'm like, why is that in front of you? I ask, is there anybody in your aura space? No. But the energies speed up exponentially. So it is not going into the brain. Where is it going? It's expanding, trying to protect itself. So you're going into fight, flight, freeze. No, you've expanded. This is a good thing? No, it's not. Really? Did somebody give you this idea to do this? No, it's a broadcast message from you that you created when you're 5 years old, that I have to expand my energy to be heard. But it took an energy, and it's out there. But now you're very depleted. And I asked Spirit, you had to learn to be lofty in order for people to hear you at that age. And when I asked, did that work for you? No. Did you end up stop doing it? Yes. I had to stop. I stopped allowing myself to expand myself, and I was first yelled at when I was 1. And then at 5, I did what they did. I expanded myself out there. And then what? And then at age 14, my hormones came in, and my broadcast message was, leave me alone. You contracted. That's it. True. You have to be under pressure. Under pressure to become something that you're not can lead to depression in a great hurry. Because as you're trying to, I'm literally watching, here you are, and the tornado's here, and it's going around, and then you're spinning. So you got all of these different spinning things, gadgets. I feel like I'm in a washing machine. It's very spinny. And then when I asked, my head does not like it. And so there's no energy there because it has to keep these things in place. She says, I feel I'm not good enough as myself. Julie, that's part of the one broadcast is I'm not good enough. Leave me alone. I wanted to say it. But at the same time, I can't stop feeling inferior. I don't feel good enough. Okay, so let's get this brain. I want you to measure on a scale from 0 to 10. 10 being what you just said. I am not good enough as myself. I want you to say, I believe this. 10 is, I believe this. Okay? I know, who doesn't? But once you've done that, then, Julie, I want you to say left brain, and then you're going to rub your left foot on top between the two big toes. Follow, okay, left brain, that left part of your foot. Do it 30 times. And then tell me when you're done. And then do the next one would be right. You're going to rub that. Good 30 times. Right brain. Right brain. That's what you're going to think. Right brain as you rub that. And when you're done, let me know. Okay. Because we're going to be looking for something very particular, and we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. So there will be class tomorrow for the pilot students, and it will be at 11 my time. Does that make it really late for you guys?
It makes it 8:30 Central.
Then I need her to respond and say, is 10 still the same number that you believe? 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Emotion, what came out of it is those patterns. You're ready to dive deeper. It's a 4. Look, it's not a 10 anymore. Notice it's your brain. Okay, the energy, she stopped feeding, and you are actually having the dust settle in front of you. Okay, the dust is settled in front of you. And I'm asking Spirit, do you want her to rub anything else to get the number down? Right side, intentionally focus on that statement. Then you're going to take the right side and you're going to rub this point. See where the big bump is? It's right there. Okay, you're going to rub that 30 times. We'll see what happens. I know time flies so fast in class, but we're going to have to cut back those times because I'm expending a lot of energy, and those that could pay, I really deeply appreciate that. It balances it out. We're going to have to hold a meeting too, kids. Maybe that what might have to do because they're interns, because these students are the interns that we'll be talking to and working with me when we are in that group, the tribal unit, because the interns are learning how to internalize and live to be different and help you do the same thing. They get to live the way kind of like how I'm living. They're learning how to be. So Julie, again, when you've rubbed that, check your number and see if it's gone down. We every day, OBS then tries to fix it, and then Facebook's doing something all by itself. I wish those three would all talk at the same time. But
Same language.
The same language, yeah. They need to communicate. So the darn same language. Again, Julie, measure to tell me if it's come down at all. Sometimes, it's in something deeper, and sometimes it can be just noticing the energies are off, and it's telling you have to feel this way when you really don't. Because the truth is you don't have to. But we're looking at the programs. That's what we're doing. Then we have to be time to cut some of my bangs. I couldn't find my brush. I lost it again, Amy. So my hair,
It's in another dimension.
I know, and eventually it'll appear. It was sitting here and it's gone. Yes, what? Yes, is it 0? Is it a 10? What number is it? But I'll make that, I'm sure I'll make it appear somewhere, and I'll be like, there it is, that darn thing, how automatic responses we say. Remember to drink your vitamin C. They have linked that your immune system has a lot to do with whether you're gonna die from coronavirus. Let me tell you something about the immune system. What do you think these healing tools do to your immune system? You have high allergies, you're insensitive, what happens? What happens? It literally is your immune system feels like it needs an attack. And if you take yourself out of stress alone, take yourself out of stress, your immune system starts to recover. If you start thinking happy thoughts and doing the 4 thumps, your immune system begins to recover. If you were to take those emotions and kick them out of your body, and by using a healing tool, your immune system recovers. If you take that stinking thinking and you use the tools to calm down the emotion, you can change your thoughts. Julie said, "Oh my God, it's a big fat 10. I'm not good enough." All she did was use her innate ability. Her body began she just physically rubbed certain points, focused with intention. The body's energy did the intelligent thing of spinning the energy in the direction it's meant to. And guess what happened to Julie? She says, she says, "It's not a 10 anymore. I felt different in the brain." Yeah, when you balance the brain, oh my God, it can take you out of depression to some degree. I have watched people feel so flat. I'm back. I'm not, and she's noticing how much she really hates going there. And, so it's like, I can't be there all the time. I'm God love her for getting up when I'm awake, huh?
14 and a half hour difference right now.
Yeah. And so God love her will eventually learn, if you want to. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot you can do, but understand there's a lot of external things you can do. But taking care of your fear is one. Fear attracts. Just doing the, oh my God, putting it on a scale from 0 to 10, keeping your hand there until it's 0. Fear that this is, and then you're like, oh, cancel. And spirit goes, that's fine. Yeah, we'll take that away from you. You don't need that. Okay. We can, there's a lot you can do. Yes. Zinc, vitamin C. Yeah. This is what this is, vitamin C and zinc, and I need it anyway. And I'm going to go out there and get some vitamin D out of my backyard. I did a video on YouTube, and doggone it, because it's outside on my laptop, it was jerky, but it was a beautiful message. I'm going to recorrect that and recreate that message. But you guys going to, I have an immune disease, so stress flares it up. Medication then suppress it, and then in trying to fight off the smallest cold. Yes, and guess what, Rach? You'd be amazed at what these healing tools do. It's
my God, yes.
I mean, she had sugar issues. She's had, what else have you taken care of that you're like not having? Migraines. She doesn't have those anymore.
I'll get a headache now and then, but I just rub a couple points and it's gone. Exactly.
Oh, Rhonda saw it. She says, I love the video. So, and the birds and the trees, love it. Yeah, they're loud suckers. So, my Palm Sunday is that we cleaned out our pool. My husband took on and chopped up the dead fronds and trimmed some of the growth. And now I have palms in my swimming pool. So my Palm Sunday is that I have palms. And then we let loose all of our, not all of them, but most of our birdies. And so then they're playing, and so we're having a party in the pool. And those birdies, they're really cool, especially when you throw food around. Ooh, scavenger hunt. I took a cool, interesting snapshot, which you can only have it in the group, in the tribal group. And once I put it up, you got to do some guessing. So we'll see what happens if you go on YouTube.
It's beautiful.
See, meditation is great, but it doesn't take care of the issue. You literally need to tap into the innate healing to correct it. Now, the longer ones, they take more. Like, I had no idea. The asthma, for me was that people will usually hold panic in their stomach and their chest. I was holding panic in my throat. And because we have a body clock, I have had fear in the middle of the night and when I was younger, and I literally will wake up sometimes and my body will reproduce that fear and the panic will happen and I can feel it. They are connected to those particular personalities of patterns of behavior that we're not good enough, or we're not this, or we're not that. It's our reactions of how we survive certain violence. And those are the things that need to be addressed, healed, and changed so that your body begins to recover just by the simple act of understanding that our energy looks like this. And energies go around and feed and support. But when you have rebels and you have, I don't want to support, and you have all of these things that fight, that you can relate this chart not only to the body, but you can translate it to tell your story almost to the T. If I really got it, we're happy. The Rhonda's here. Woohoo! The cucaracha. How are you doing with your lungs, my love? What are those called? Excuses? Reasonings? I need to suffer? I'm a martyr? Yes, go take a nap, Rach. And LaRonda said, stop it, Amy. Before we go, I'm going to help you, LaRonda.
Sorry, babe.
First of all, your brain is out of whack, and I'm asking, is it because of... Hold on. They're trying to tell me too many stories at once. I'm walking around, and you pick up people's shit, and it got stuck. Has there anybody in your house? You ready? Have you been doing any pouting as your pattern? Your pattern of pouting. That pattern of pouting, you may not even be aware. I don't do that. If you watched the show the other day, my mother used to say, if you stick that lip out any further, an elephant's going to come along and shit on it. What? I learned to pout right there.
My dad always said a bird was going to come shit on it.
Well, better than the elephant. But your body, this coronavirus is not helping. All right, LaRonda. Left brain, KI3. Left brain, SP3. Right brain, LR3. Right brain, SP3. Now, to get the pouting out, what do you got to say? An active memory, belief system. It's in the heart. Ooh. It's about being a woman. I can't be that. How do women take that? Stop doing that. I'm not that. So there's a control factor going on. There's a not. There's a judgment. They judge, you judge. What did you do to your energy? And an active memory is that you basically cut yourself out. And you says, nope, you can't be that. Therefore, you had to swallow your energy. You had to. And so you have to take a beating regardless, because you're complain and talk. Then what happens is that I have to take my strong, beautiful, it's time for that to stop. You too need to hold L1D. Toughen up. That's L1D. Now you know what to focus on. we got to get you better because you're worth it. You got to notice that you just slipped right into a pattern and your body went downhill. Don't be ashamed that you took the pills. Don't be ashamed. But understand, why did I go through all the trouble in the beginning of making sure I brought you out a tool before it was ready to be brought out, because I thought you were worth it. Please see that I see you're worth it. Program that you got to toughen up really needs to be unlearned. Because this habit is keep coming in and trying to kick your ass. I would have hoped that you felt, when you felt that extreme difference for the first time, that you would want that again. Experience of that you're worth it, but you are. I can't. I have to wait until you come to me. Okay. I should probably. All right. And then she did. How are you doing, by the way, after that healing?
Good until I watched the House on Prairie this afternoon.
And it gave you a trigger.
Yep. Big MFR.
Okay. The point is did you bitch? Did you moan? Did you groan? Did you?
No, it was Laura's brother, Albert, was diagnosed with leukemia. And she had to, made her say, my brother's going to die. And that's what triggered.
So you have to deal with petrified. Because you already know that that's when you're going to start to not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. L1D. L1D. Okay. LaRonda says, what did I tell you? You and I were this community, we're this family. I gave you the healing tool to use on 3 minutes of my time, 4 minutes of my time. You could pay it forward by going on and hitting like and giving comments. You could be recruiting people to come to the show, or you could be advertising, that this is important, that there are other ways to give back. Thank you very much. I'm going to close a couple of things. We're going to resolve to evolve.
Heal instead of deal.
Feel it to heal it.
You can heal that.
And members, stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
And that's very important to understand.